Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Real Estate and Recipes. Your local real estate group, the Infinity Group, are playing at being part of the Brady Bunch today, coming to you live from 706 Unit A, Ridgefield in Clinton, one of our newest group listings to come live. And today we're offering you an ode to spring with our boiled dinner special, something to warm up the last bit of March before we move into spring and summer months. Come join us.
Let's go.
Everybody, so through the magic of TV, we've gotten a little jump start with our Instant Pot here. If you don't have an Instant Pot, get one, but it's okay. You can do this on the stovetop. Anything we bring you from an Instant Pot can be done on stovetop. Usually, just gonna take a bit longer. So boiled dinner, if you're actually boiling it, will be more like 4.5 hours. But instead, we put the brisket in here with 4 cups of, we use beef broth, you could use water. Excuse me. We also used the spice packet that came with the corned beef. That's the best part of the whole thing. And then we kind of let that go.
Garlic.
Yep.
Garlic too.
And the garlic. We woke everybody up with the garlic. I put that in first, and everybody's eyes started watering. That's how you know you have a good recipe. So I'm going to just reach in and take out this piece of brisket first, and then that's gonna rest while we prepare our vegetables. So that had a nice high pressure bath for 90 minutes. Just the brisket, some garlic, the spice packet. I always keep, by the way, love Wegmans brand, but any brand that works for you. Keep a massive jar of minced garlic on hand. You'll see we use a lot of garlic in my house, basically every single recipe. So that gives it a nice flavor base with the meat, which is also very salty. Don't add any more salt. And then Emily, our lovely sous chef for today, is prepping our Yukon Gold potatoes. I got a 5-pound bag of those. You can do red potatoes. People often like the red potato. I'm partial to the Yukon Gold. It has a little bit of a smoothness to it, a little bit of a buttery effect without actually adding butter. So I love that and appreciate it. The only other things you're gonna need for this recipe will be a head or 2 of cabbage, not iceberg lettuce, cabbage. It's okay, it'll soak up all the yummy meat flavors. You won't even know you're eating a vegetable. A couple of onions, and then we're gonna peel and chop a few carrots. I know I told you last time I like shortcuts, and I do, but I'm not a fan of baby carrots. So I like to peel and give a rough chop on those. So first things first, we'll take the meat out, then we'll cook in that same meat liquid all these yummy vegetables. They're only gonna cook on pressure for about 5 minutes. Now, if you're thinking about making a purchase anywhere, doesn't have to be this condo, call us now. You're gonna wanna find out why now is the right time to buy. We're getting more and more and more inventory coming on. Rates are coming down a little bit, but all that's gonna mean is that prices and competition are gonna go through the roof. So your time to get a stabilized price with less competition is right now. So call us to find out more about how we can talk you through your strategy for the spring market and beyond. Now, strategy for this boiled dinner was step 1, find the meat, okay? So our lovely meat brisket that has been resting while we prepared the vegetables, again, potatoes, cabbage, onions, and carrots. This lovely brisket took Nick a field trip, several field trips, and a new relationship with several meat markets. Apparently, March is the only month in New England where you are allowed to buy corned beef brisket. Who knew?
Very hard to find.
So make friends with your local meat counter and
The meat man.
the meat guy, as we like to call him, and
Meat people.
the meat people, yeah, like the village people, only meatier. So we prepped all our vegetables. we're gonna groove as we do it. So the good news is, I know we already showed you the lovely cooking liquid we've got. Potatoes are kind of rough and tough from a vegetable perspective, so I'm gonna put them in first, closest to the heat source. And this again was a 5-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes. And then in this, we have a 2 or 3 pound bag of carrots, peeled and rough chopped, 3 white onions, peeled and rough chopped, and 2 heads of cabbage. So I'm gonna put in the majority of the other vegetables now. And those are gonna cook down really nice. I added a little cabbage for flavor, but we're gonna hold the rest of this cabbage in reserve. So when we're done, it's gonna go into the Instant Pot on the top with the lid on, and we're gonna just let it sit and wilt a little bit. And that way you don't have a mouthful of cabbage mush. All right, so while I'm locking the veggies away in their new little home, we wanted to just highlight that the brisket itself was the most expensive part of the meal at just over $30 for a 4 to 5 pound brisket. Maybe when you get closer to St. Patrick's Day, it will be more, I don't know. But when you find it in February, that's the price. And the veggies were probably less than $10, so for $40, $45, let's call it, you have a nice spread, lots of fresh veggies. And those come together in this cooking liquid very quickly. So here, we're just gonna add 5 minutes and press start, and that's it. Those are gonna cook under pressure for 5 minutes. So while we're waiting for the veggies to cook, just wanna show everybody this lovely marbling. That's the fancy word for fat, you guys. I have a marbled bottom, for example. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that off. As much lovely flavor as it is, you don't really wanna bite into that. Kind of ooky. The seasonings go a long way, so you don't have to worry that you're cutting off the flavor or anything like that. And under here is where you start to see that meat that we really find so delicious, unless you're Nick. Nick doesn't find this very delicious. But Emily and I do, and so we'll be the ones mowing down on this later. When you talk about cutting meat with or against the grain in corned beef is really easy to tell because it gets this stringy kind of look to it, right? So for optimal chewing, you're gonna wanna slice against the grain, and it's kind of just mash because it should be so soft from being under pressure. And then you give yourself these slices here. You'll still have that lovely marbling inside, so don't worry if you cut off the fat at the top. Now, I would normally say this brisket could serve, 4 or 5 people, but it does depend on who those people are,
Right.
because I could probably eat this entire corned beef brisket by myself. So, there's that, choose wisely. I like to cut into slices like this because it creates a little more ease for plating. You'll get these yummy bits that kind of come off the end. Those are the parts Emily and I eat as we go.
I like those. Yes.
I was just going on a limb and assuming you do the same thing as I do. So we're getting some nice big serving sizes here. Again, call it maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 healthy servings. And again, you could probably stretch it a little further. So we've got our lovely sliced corned beef. We're gonna put that aside. Nick, is this product placement okay? I don't wanna block it with anything. Oh, look at that reach. My T-Rex arm's got a good extension right there. When you have little T-Rex arms, you can only place things in a very small radius.
All right, so we are counting down to 0 with our pressure cooker here. You can hear it releasing all of its deliciousness into the air.
Mm-hmm.
If you were tracking between 5 minutes ago and now, you'll see that shrinkage is real. Also, we got a little bored maybe during the commercial break and hungry, and we had some. So we highly recommend it. Very delicious recipe. Yes. Once this is done, letting out all of its steam, we're going to throw the rest of the raw cabbage in, put the cover back on, not on heat, and just let it sit for about 5 minutes and cook all down and get a little bit wilted. And then you can serve your plates right away.
And enjoy.
Enjoy. So happy spring. Call us if you need us.
We're here.
Look forward to some boiled dinner on St. Patty's Day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.